Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Action continues this evening with Isolation versus TCM. TCM 2-1 up, looking for their first win in the Pro League this evening. And, well, sorry, their first win in the Pro League, period. Of course, after this game, final game of the night, Optic Gaming versus Team Caliber. That one should be a good one, Maven. And this one as well, important for caster predictions. Both me and you went with ISO in this one. They got absolutely trashed map number 1 on host, which was a hard point. And honestly, looking at this, I'm not feeling too confident, Maven, I'll be honest with you.
Well, that's been one of their strong suits. I mean, two things that stood out for me the most, again, have been how strong they were at hardpoint at relegation, and also Havoc on SMD has just been a complete and utter freak. It's going to be tough, though. I mean, that first game did not look good at all for them. I'm wondering if that's just a little bit because it's a new map, or if they're just outclassed. And we're going to find out. I mean, the one thing they have when they're strong at 2, in my eyes, is they have really, really strong aggressive sub players. You know, you saw what Havoc can do in SMD. They have Llama. They have Silly as well, who will at times be all rocking ASM1s. As you'll see that probably a good bit on this particular map, is they're going to be bringing a lot of pressure. But the problem with this is, like, they're going up against players like TP, really strong sub player. Jerd, one of the best sub players in the game. I think they're just they're counterbalanced pretty well here in how they like to play.
Now can ISO try and break in towards green? It was TCM who had the early rotation, that's keeping themselves on the hard point. It's going to be Jerd who pushes out towards the back. There's one looking for the second, not able to connect, but Moose is still on the hill. And honestly, TCM have locked down green so hard. ISO now spawning out, don't really have a chance of picking this up. They're going to lose basically a full 40 to 50 points on this hard point, Maven. That's a big, big chunk of time.
It really is. They've had it completely locked down here. I was watching Jerd now as Jerd's able to break it easily, and again, just get the garbage time here. They'll get the final 5 seconds or so, and now they'll be rotating over. But I guess for you, who really needs to step it up on this ISO team in order to take this hard point?
I'm gonna be honest, Silly hasn't been performing as well as I thought he would throughout this whole series. I had big expectations for him, hence drafting him in my Vulcan team, and haven't been overly impressed by what I've seen thus far. Especially after, like, I just watched Silly just get absolutely destroyed. TP just turn around and just, I don't even want to talk about what just happened, but that was not pretty at all. He needs to step things up. 6 and 8, you know, Llama 6 and 10.
This is kind of what we saw in the game 1 as well.
Right.
They started out lagging behind a bit in the slaying, but again, this is a team we've seen lose the slaying battle, and I know that it's what, at 90 to 95%. In Season 2 League, whatever the actual number was, whatever team outslayed in the hard point, won the hard point. It was some ridiculous number. But we've seen ISO do it on land. We've seen them do it on Lime. They've trailed a bit in the slaying department, but they still managed to pull out victories. We'll see if they can do it here. And again, they're not lagging behind much. If anything, it's pretty even right now between the two teams. But that's the thing that stood out the most for me. They've been one of the only teams I've seen consistently be able to do that, Ben.
Honestly, one of the other big things that we should really touch on is I look at Dido to try and step things up. So far this game, hasn't controlled the spawns as well as he probably should have done. We saw it for Garage Hill, managed to do a decent job now, really just trying to lock it down.
I feel like Europeans with an accent say Gerard that way because they want to say Gerard.
Gerard?
Gerard!
Okay. I'll allow you to believe that as
Thank you, Ben. I live in my own fantasy world.
Coming on that hill.
Where every English accent is just to try and almost say a famous football player's name.
I have no idea who that is, but okay. 16 seconds left. ISO finally able to get some control, and it came mainly by Dido.
I don't know who Steven Gerrard
Silly
is.
just got destroyed again. Just got a 3-piece. How can you not trade kills efficiently on the second to last hard point on Detroit? That is just absolutely mind-blowing. On host. I'm sorry, that just stressed me out.
No, it did. I mean, I'm sorry. Who was hosting?
ISO. This is ISO host.
They hosted both the hard points. I thought they were only doing the game 1 hard point. I thought it was 1 and 3.
No,
they have 1 and 4. Oh.
They have both hard points, and
well, they're
considering they're a team who
can a little bit here with 15 at least. Well, I think that's part of the reason they do it. They've been a strong hard point team. They're like, hey, let's take host. These are 2 we know we can lock down.
And then they lose the first one.
Yeah, they did pretty commandingly too. Here though, they've got it so far. 5.5 left to go. A little over 30 seconds left in this hard point. Leading by 20 right now. I was watching TP retake and control here. checking mid-steps. He's able to get a second here. Teep looking very, very strong. He has a third pushing in, able to win that gunfight too. Fourth comes in though, and that's going to be Havoc. Last man in, gets a two-piece before Moose comes in, almost answers with two of his own.
Yeah, Cilia able to trade that kill effectively, and since I kind of talked about Dito and his AR, he stepped up so massively. Now 19 and 15, winning so many key gunfights. Cilia locking down this hard point, but the game even so close. If TCM can lock down green like they did in the first rotation, ISO could have some troubles. Really, ISO came back into this on that garage hill, and that's going to be one of the key ones going into the second rotation as it starts now. 133 to 104, Llama God inside the first hill.
Well, let's see what Llama is going to be able to get done here. Trying to rack a little bit of time before he's going to get pushed in the central Atlas. It looks like, I got a feeling we're going to a game 5. I know we have a ton of time left here, Ben. Anything is possible.
I don't think so. I'm going to be honest.
You think they're going to come back? They're going to pull this one off?
I think TCM's going to win this. It pains me because it affects my fantasy massively, but I think so. Oh my, Dito! Dito just dashed to the left, dashed to the right, pulled out his gun, put his gun away. Havoc breaks into the hill though, gets the two-piece, and props to ISO, building themselves a big lead now. They've kind of sprung into life in this second rotation. Ever since that garage hardpoint, second to last, they held that one down, traded kills efficiently on the final hardpoint. They are looking good, but this is where TCM held it down in that first rotation. You can see they played so heavily for spawns that ISO were unable to break it the first time. And if TCM can do exactly what they did the first time again, they'll be back into this game in no time.
That's all you gotta do, TCM. Do exactly what you did the first time. Now, who's gonna be the first one to break here? Taking a look. That was, I believe, Jerd trying to. He gets shut down by Havoc. Havoc gets another two-piece in and around the hardpoint. I'm going to switch over to Havoc right now because he's going to be the last line of defense on this hardpoint. Pre-aims the door, able to take out Moose. One player coming by, he's about to get pinched here. There's still 30 seconds to go, and needs a little bit of help. He's finally going to fall. Dito, I think, was able there. Oh, Dito wasn't there to trade it. That actually led to a two-piece for Teep.
Yep. Silly again, just falling on the hardpoint. He was pre-aiming a door, just didn't even pull the trigger. Some kind of slow reactions essentially coming out, which is kind of strange. He's able to pick up that one though on Jerd. Now looking for 8 seconds of scrap time. This should go his way. And this was the hard point where ISO kind of locked it down. TCM have got the early rotation and the favorable spawns, but TP hasn't pushed out yet. And realistically, that's what you want to be trying to do here. ISO's going to be able to flood in, and TP's got a very difficult couple of shots to try and hit him. Misses everything, tries to back out, play for his life. Silly picks up the first kill. TP he was just unable to pick up any kills. That was just so
I think he tried to push out there to affect the spawn as much as he could, but like winning a gunfight there, I know he's prone, but he's just waiting in such an open position. He had so many to deal with, not able to back away and stay alive. ISO already breaks it, already racking up time. Llama not able to take the gunfight there, and that's going to be 3 on the kill feed right now for TCM. Are they able to control? You see the hip fire coming in from Aches. He takes out one coming in window. He's not going to be pre-nading the back ramp. And he's lined up 3. He just gets hit markers on everyone. Is anyone there to clean it up? Jerd and Moose are there to clean it up as much as they can. They're going to be trailing if they can get the final time here, which it looks like they can. No, Philly's going to be a nuisance.
Oh, that last couple of seconds is going to be contested in neutral, so a 30-second lead. However, we have seen teams come back, and it's TCM who have control of second to last. ISO gonna need a good team break here and a hold. TP picks up 1 kill. That's gonna delay ISO's push. He does fall. Aches is on the hard point, has Moose in support. In fact, Jerd is there as well. So all 3 players from TCM gonna stack it. This is gonna go all the way down to the final hard point. I had a feeling TCM were gonna come back into this, and they are not disappointing. A big streak coming in from Aches towards the end of this game. He's on 4. Pre-firing, he's killed his teammate though, Jerd. That's a horrific mistake which could cost them the game potentially.
There's still 30 seconds left too. That's bad. I mean, if there was 5 or 10, Ben, maybe it won't cost you, but this might actually end up leading to 20 or 30 points here. You see it getting contested now. Can they break right in the back? That would be huge. Make that team kill not quite as punishing.
Oh,
not only did he get team kill, he then had to reload. Llama God goes massive with the 2-piece though.
Llama God, just die! Wow. Craziness, but it is going to go all the way down to that final hill. There's 7 seconds left. Dito's contesting. He's just trying to pick up Jerd, who was knee sliding around, just trying to keep that contention time down. 2:21, 196, 50 seconds in the game. TCM have control of the final hill. Can ISO break it effectively? Dito's coming in from mid-steps, picks up 1. Can he find the second? No. Gonna have to call that out to his teammate. It's gonna be Havoc who breaks on. 31 and 26, gets the second kill. Fantastic play, looks out towards mid-street. That's 3, can't find the 4th though. That would have been so crazy.
Jerd may have just had the hero play. He soared into mid-steps, killed 2, then pushed back alley, killed 3. tried to check window, but he'll get killed from the head glitch. Ben, there's 25 seconds left. It's a 10-point game. They've still got control. Eggs tried to push out front steps. He's going to drop. But you see, they're spawning out. There's going to be a lead change here. They're not pushing fast enough. They were all stunned up there mid-street. Havoc flies in. He's going to break it. He gets 2, he gets 3. The entire death feed is going to be there.
Oh my god.
The 2-point advantage. This is going to come down to the last second. No, that's it. TCM takes it.
I knew that was going to happen. TCM pick up the win. A big choke from ISO right there.
It was all Jerd, man. They got control. I think they had 3 people in. Jerd just flew up mid steps, bangs 2 right in the mouth, right at top steps, takes them out, pushes straight to back window, and kills them. And then they held for the next 20 or so seconds, which really closed it out.
Huge play from Jerd. 35-32, 10 caps. If you had him in your fantasy, I am jealous because he just went off when you needed him to. Of course, that will conclude that game. So, up next, Optic Gaming are going to be going against TCM. That's going to be a good
game
one.
Of the night with
but
Benjamin.
Before we get there, we have to, of course, go to our Vulcan scoreboard. And unfortunately for me...
I hate that you're talking about this and I am not in it.
I'm so sorry, Maven, but it is your own fault. I said, hey, make sure you sure you get in there. Jerd has had just a godlike series. Probably the best series of anyone this evening. He drops a huge 14,000 points. It's ridiculous. Let's go over to our Vulcan scoreboard and take a look. As I'm talking about it,
are you still beating Matt? Do you have any idea? Because it sounds like the scores you're writing down are not the same. So I'm concerned that you don't know how to take score.
Oh no, I do. Don't worry. Don't worry. I got this. I do have the lead on Matt, simply because I had 3 ISO players.
All right.
Sadly for me, though, they may have just screwed me because that didn't go to a game 5. But do not fear, I have Scumpy as my sole remaining player on my roster. And luckily for me, Scumpy is also going to be my shot caller, so he's going to get a 25% boost. The only problem is, Matt has Crimsix and Karma on his team. So
you might have lost.
Could be in some trouble on my first day of fantasy, but it's fine. Do not fear. For now, quick commercial break. When we return, the final game of the evening, Optic Gaming versus Team Caliber.